Welcome, Badass Manifester. I am so glad you are here. I'm your host and head coach, Ashley Gordon, master mindset and manifestation biz expert, founder of the Quantum Coaching Certification, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur obsessed with empowering you to create quantum leaps in your energy, your life, and your business. This is the show to help you make magic your everyday normal, where the ripple effect is real and the guest experts are world class. My mission is to power your conscious and subconscious mind with manifestation teachings, business tools, and coaching techniques to put your potential into action. Consider this your weekly up level. Are you ready for quantum transformation? Let's do this. Hello, Badass Manifester. I am so pumped for you to listen to this solo episode that has a little bit of a guest in the middle because I did something very, very spontaneous. I did something I've never done before. And I find in my leadership, I get these creative ideas and I have to flow with them. Like, talk about inspired action. This situation that I'm about to share with you was very much so inspired action. And today's episode is all about how to really see the signs that are in front of you, how to get into alignment and stay into alignment, and how to give yourself permission to win. So this episode has a little cameo from a application call that I was on for the Quantum Coaching Academy. We have you apply to the program, then you get on a call with myself or my team, and I happened to take this call with this beautiful soul, and she was the perfect fit for QCA. Not everybody is when I get on those calls, so this happened to be that she was the perfect fit for QCA. She was so ready to just dive in, and on this call, she was telling me the story about how she came to QCA. And I promise you, I have been on countless, hundreds of application calls with potential students. And the ones that are the perfect fit, they always tell me this story of alignment, how they found our program, how they knew it was right for them, how it connected with them, how the universe brought them other things that were no's, and then QCA came up and it was a yes. And it just got me thinking as she was telling me her story about how the dots were connecting, how she was listening to the Dream Coach Masterclass, which is my free masterclass. And I talk about my journey being a yoga instructor. And then she was at a yoga class that she hasn't been to in a while. And she was just standing there waiting for class to start. And some guy was like, "You need to be a yoga teacher." And she was just connecting these small little moments of alignment. And it really got me thinking how we so often can overlook the smallest, tiniest moments of confirmation. We ask for signs, right? All the time in different ways, but are we really listening when we receive them? Because anyone listening to this conversation with her might think, "Oh, okay, you heard her talk about being a yoga teacher, and then you went to a yoga class and someone said that to you, like that's a coincidence." But is it? How do you take it? How does it land for you in that moment? And are you aware enough to see those little tiny moments of alignment that are giving you confirmation? Because here's what I want you to remember, and that is that life is a mirror always giving you confirmation. It's always validating you, or it's showing you where you're not in alignment. If things don't feel good, it's showing you, literally mirroring to you, where the shift needs to occur. And when we look at life this way, as a mirror, as a reflection, a direct reflection, yes, that is activating our reticular activating system, where we're now seeing things that we're calling in consciously or unconsciously more and more. We're like, you're talking about, you heard someone talking about a yoga class and now all of a sudden all this yoga stuff is popping up. Or you are thinking about joining a coaching certification, then all of a sudden all these different coaching certifications are showing up. And while I believe in the reticular activating system and the power of it, I also believe that that is how life works. That is the mirror of life, where whatever you are becoming more aware of is also becoming more aware of you. And sometimes it's so subtle and it's so small that you can't see it. And when you ask for signs, so often people have said, oh, I'm waiting for my sign to see if I should join your retreat, or I'm waiting for a sign to see if I should join QCA, or I'm waiting for a sign to see if I should do this or that. When we are waiting for signs, we're waiting. We're waiting, right? We're in waiting energy. And so we might not see the signs right away because we're waiting. But when we're in alignment, when we're in flow, signs become inevitable. Signs become a force. Signs become everywhere. Everything is a sign, and a sign is everywhere because you're in alignment. And it feels good. And that should always be your guidance. That should always be taking you to that next place. And like, the universe works in such an intricate way. I once read this in a book and it always stuck with me. It was from Conversations with God. I don't know which book it was because he has 3 different ones. But he said, if you could just see the intricacies of a snowflake, if you could just see the perfection, the symmetry, the alignment, the uniqueness of each and every snowflake and how perfect they are, that's how the universe works. That's how flow works. And there are things that will happen in your life where you're like, how the hell would it be possible for that person to be placed right on my path in that very moment that I crossed that street, that I saw that person, how did the universe do that? We can't understand that. We just have to know that that's how things work. And then that person allowed you to get to that person, which gave you the opportunity to speak on that stage. And then that, everything's connected, 6 degrees of separation. But how did that first person start that domino effect? Right? When you think about the perfection of it all and the perfection of your path, that's when I say to myself, I couldn't have planned this better. I couldn't have planned that better, right? There's some areas where we have to let God take the wheel and truly let go and trust the flow of our life, the alignment of our life. And the things that get in the way are the thoughts in our mind that tell us, you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, you are not capable, you're not blah, 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 blah. That's the work that we have to do in order to trust the flow, because the flow is always flowing. The flow of life is always flowing. Abundance is always flowing. Grace is always flowing. Love is always flowing. Everything you want is flowing all around you. It's perfection. It's the way the universe works. It just is that way. But are we seeing it that way? Are we tuned into that? Are we allowing ourselves to trust the flow, or are we swimming upstream? So when I was on this application call with the beautiful Graziella, I just got this download of people need to hear this, because this is such a good example of being in the flow and trusting yourself. It's a great example of connecting the dots in your life that are the signs, those small moments that give you confirmation, that validate you, and those other moments that feel like complete not alignment. She talks about feeling a straight no in her body and trusting that as well. And her message is really about letting yourself win and how she has embodied that. So here's the clip from our call, and I hope you enjoy her message. Here's the stage, Graziella. So I'm on an application call for QCA, and I'm talking to this beautiful soul. Her name is Graziella, and she is just the perfect student for QCA. She's so ready to become a coach. She knows this is what she's supposed to do. And believe it or not, I'm actually on that application call right now. And I've never done a podcast like this. I've never, ever done this in an application call before. But we're having this conversation right now. Hello. Say
Hello.
hi.
Hi.
Hello. We're having this conversation right now about the signs from the universe and all these moments of confirmation that she's gotten, that she's meant to be a coach and on this path. And so the very first thing you said when we got on was about how you had this very defining moment when you just went back to LA to visit home, where you realized that you were meant to be a life coach.
Yeah, yes. Super random, but it like just happened. It was so clear.
It was so clear after years of like trying to figure out what your true calling was.
Yeah, yeah, like just trying to figure out how to. I love helping. I love helping people. I love being that person, but I'm like, I don't necessarily know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, do I do community work? Do I do social work? Do I do therapy? Like, what am I supposed, yeah, what am I supposed to be doing with this gift? Like, how am I supposed to use it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And at what point did you listen to Dream Coach Masterclass and hear me talk about like working in a yoga studio?
Um, Friday. So you were like doing your presentation and you were like explaining your journey and you're starting and you were like, I quit what I was doing. I quit my real estate and I started working at a yoga studio full time, working front desk. And I was like,
Yep.
you were like talking about it and I was like, oh my God. And that was like a confirmation for me, just that story, because when I visited LA, I was like talking about this yoga studio that I am obsessed with because it's gentle yoga and like it's just so relaxing and peaceful. And so I was sitting in the yoga studio near the front desk, waiting for waiting for my sister-in-law to come. And there was this guy across me, and he was like just this man who like loved hot yoga and had like a mohawk and everything. He looked super cool. And he just kind of looked up at me and started talking. And he was like, you need to be an instructor. Like you need to start, your aura just seems like you need to start instructing. And I was like, and at the moment when he told me, I was like, what? I was so confused because I was like, I'm not a yoga instructor. Like, what in the world? But then when I came and you said that story, I was like, oh my God, that all just clicked to me. Like her being at the front desk at the yoga studio and then me going to the yoga studio, being near the front desk and you saying that, like, I was like, this is confirmation. Like that little gold nugget, like,
Confirmation. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And what inspired me to hit record on this is just how confirmation it comes to all of us in like all these different ways, right? And
yeah.
all these different feelings and sensations. And you have to be tuned in. You have to be tuned into them to like acknowledge them. And obviously you were looking for confirmation, right? Like you were and you probably were and you weren't. I don't know. Were you looking for it? Were you asking for it?
I feel like I just try to be as open as I can so that I know when I'm like, should I be doing
Yeah.
it, should I not be doing it? I'm like, okay, I just need to be open and available so that if there is confirmation trying to come my way, I immediately can see it when something else happens like that. So then
Yeah.
when you said it, I was like, there it is. There's the confirmation.
It's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
And then also you had been presented with other coaching certifications in the recent past where
Yeah.
you were like, no, this isn't the thing.
Yeah, like literally within 5 days, I got an offer to do one master program that was kind of similar, same price and everything. And I, as soon as it was offered, it was just like an immediate no in my body, an immediate no, like no guilt, no remorse. Like I just like, it's not for me. Like so happy for everyone who just signed up, celebrating with them, but it's not for me. And then like literally 5 days later, like almost midnight my time, I was like, she just offered this amazing program of everything that I was like decided I had wanted in between that 5 day span. And I was like, this is
Yeah.
so crazy. Like, it's so perfect. Like, just being open and like listening to the signs and all the things. So, yeah, it was awesome.
And I just think that hearing this from you is so impactful for people who are on, I call it the edge of glory, right? That edge where you're jumping into something. You're taking a leap right now. Like you actually haven't even officially signed up for QCA yet. We know that you are officially signing up, but like she's about, as soon as we get off this call, she's officially signing up for QCA. And like you're on that edge right now. And I just want you to speak to the people that are listening that want to be on that edge, that are so afraid or that they doubt themselves or they have so much coming up for them. Like, what is the message for them? Like, you're on the leading edge of your life right now. What do you have to
Yeah.
tell them?
I think I would say give yourself permission to win. I think
Ooh,
like the dreams that you have. Yeah, like the dreams you have deep inside, and sometimes you don't let yourself like feel that win of doing it because you're scared or your family's gonna say something, or your partner not might not see your vision. But like you have to just go deep down and like make room for yourself to win and like step into that. And once you do it and you fully believe, they'll see how much you believe and they'll like let go of all of that. Yeah, that's what I'd say to them.
whoa, that was so powerful. Give yourself permission to win. What?
Yeah.
Damn. Wow. Wow. Truth bombs over here. Freaking
Bombs.
truth bombs. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
incredible. Thank you. And
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you giving yourself that permission because you're here to impact so many people. And I can't wait to like help equip you with the tools to do that. And you just don't know where it's going to go. It's going
Yeah.
to go big, really,
Oh,
really big.
I'm so excited. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for the opportunity.
Yeah. And what I also just want to end with at like on our conversation here and continue on with on a solo tangent is just how, you know, sometimes you can't plan things that are meant to happen for you, right? We want to plan and we want to control and we want to make happen things. And also, like, the way that this has all unfolded for you into like you finally like embracing this purpose and this calling, like
Yeah.
you really couldn't have planned this
No,
better.
yeah, not at all. And I love planning and no, I couldn't.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
exciting. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Where can everyone find you and follow your journey, Graziella, so they can see it all unfold before their eyes?
Yes, join my journey. You can find me on Instagram with it's Love Graciella with two V's and then an underscore.
Yeah.
So LOVBE underscore Graciella GRAZIELLA because my name's fun.
Okay. It's so fun. I love your name. We will link her Instagram in the show notes for you to click on and follow along on her journey because it's about to be amazing. Sometimes you just gotta let yourself win. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. I won't burden you with my singing voice, but I just love that she said that. I put her on the spot and that's what came out. And I think it's so beautiful because there is definitely a difference between over efforting and allowing yourself to just drop into winning. Like you get to whatever limiting story you've been telling yourself about why you can't have the life you want or why you can't have the business you want or why you can't have the connections that you want or why you can't have. I've been there. I have so been there. And it's such a mindset shift to tell yourself such a limiting story and then rewire it in a decision to be like, actually, no, I can do this, right? I remember telling myself when I wanted to transition into business coaching, I don't know much about business. My business isn't where I want it to be yet. I don't know how to guide people through business, blah, 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 blah. And then I decided, actually, no, I am fucking amazing at business. I'm activating this business mastery within myself and helping people build their dream businesses. And I decided to let myself win in that moment. And that changed so much for me. There's so many moments like that in my life. But that's just one that's coming through right now. And you might have a limiting story right now. Like maybe you felt called to come to Sedona to our retreat, which we have one spot left for if you still want to come. It's happening in a few weeks. There's plenty of time and space to join. One spot. Maybe you've thought about it, going back and forth, talking yourself in and out of it. I've talked myself in and out of it so many times. Like I was booking my flights for Sedona and I was going back and forth between coach and first class, coach and first class, coach and first class. And it wasn't that big of a price difference. And I was just hemming and hawing. And I was like, no, I'm going to let myself win. I'm going to let myself have this. Because what that will do for me is so much more than if I don't, right? So that extra couple $100 will allow me to sleep on that flight, will allow me to eat on that flight, will give me things that I wouldn't have had otherwise to be more energized by the time I get where I'm going, right? So sometimes you have to weigh it all out to ask yourself, like, what will allow yourself to win? And maybe the answer is to not do that thing. Maybe that means winning to you. But the question that I want to leave you with is how can you lean in right now, today, in small moments? It doesn't have to be a big decision of like investing in something or, going somewhere or doing something. It can be just a small practice moment by moment today of letting yourself win. How can you let yourself win moment by moment today? Answer that for yourself as you go throughout your day. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for listening to our episode today, and I will catch you on the flip side. Keep being the badass, deliberate creator of your life. Mwah. Woo! We did some work today. Thank you so much for listening. You know I love my BAM fam. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you know would love it too, because we live for the ripple effect over here. And how can you best support the show? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the 5 stars, and leave a review on iTunes, and let me know how the podcast has impacted you. I love being part of your real-time journey, so screenshot the episode and tag me and my guests on Instagram at Manifest with Ash. Now say it with me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my own energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. We don't just talk about it over here, we be about it. Now go get 'em.